Hey there, how many projects are you working on right now, at once, at the same time? And I ask you this because if you're like, I guess, any typical entrepreneur, you're really creative. And I really raise my hand really high on this one. I do suffer from that bright, shiny light syndrome, which is kind of like, oh, well, there's a great idea over there. I've got to go do that right now. Oh, I've got another idea over here. I'm going to go work on that. Oh my gosh, there's one right here. I'm going to work on that one too. So I do suffer from this. Quite badly actually, but there I've learned over time, and I did this way back in my career as an engineer too. I would map out my day and plan what I'm working on, for the week and for the quarter, so that I hit my targets and that I hit my goals, because otherwise I'm just like working on this and not getting anywhere fast. Now, I was actually at a training a few weeks ago, and I came across a really simple tool that just shifted a little bit. I guess it tweaked my mindset onto how I work, and I really, really wanted to share it with you. So here's something I prepared earlier, mapped it all out so I can easily show you. Now, I have a feeling because of this video that things are going to be in reverse, and oh great. I put it on the kitchen table where the kids had afternoon tea and there's ice cream on it. But anyway, so we're going to work from this way. We're going to work from this to here. So is this you? You're working on project A. At the same time, you may be doing a couple of hours of that each day, and then you get a little bit bored, so you work on project B. And oh, hang on, let's not forget project C. So you're working on that over time. So you do a little bit of A, a little bit of B, a little bit of C, a little bit more of A, and then a little bit more of B. Oh gosh, I haven't touched project C since, last week or the week before. I better do a little bit on that one. Oh, go back to A and go back to B and go back to C. And then you finally finish the project. So this is time. So this could be, 3 months. And then they're all finished at the same time. Bang, you get paid. So you kind of see where I'm going to with this one. So this is a pretty common way how most of us work. We work on project A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, all at the same time, and it takes us a while to get paid. So let's say that's 3 months, all right? Let's rejig that around and look at an alternative and how I recommend you work. All right. If instead of working like that, we give all our focus, or as much as we can, and I know other stuff gets in, and, there's emails and there's social media and all these other stuff that can get us off track. But let's try and turn them off for a few hours and plow through project A until we finish it. Bang, we get paid. And then we can move on to project B. And maybe that might be like 80% of your workload then, and 20% you might be maintaining project A so it doesn't all fall over. And then we get paid for project B. And then we work on project C. And then we get paid for project C. So you can see, say if that's 3 months, time frame, same as a time frame in this one, but realistically this time frame over here is a lot longer, because every time you pick up and put down a project, you lose time. There's a name for that factor or whatever it is, but and I can't recall what the name is, but basically in essence, every time you pick up and put something down, you lose a certain amount of time on a project. And I can't remember, it's half an hour or 2 hours, whatever it is, but you lose time. And that time is basically the time that you're picking up, getting back into the groove and putting, refocusing. As opposed to if you'd stayed with that whole project, you'd get on a roll, you'd get in the zone and you'd get it completed further. So just let's say you've got a payday at the end of month 1, then you've got a payday at the end of month 2, and you got your payday at the end of month 3, as opposed to just getting a payday at the end of, 3 to 4 months. When would you prefer to get paid? I think I'd prefer to get paid sooner. So this, how can this look in real life? And how can it look in my business? I mean, at the moment, you can say I've got multiple products and multiple services in my business. So if I go back to, say, 2014, that was when I created my home detox bootcamp. 2015, I created a greenhouse, which is another online program, but it wasn't a really big one. But I actually took a few things off my plate. I sold my main retail business, which was a bit of a project too. 2016 was when I launched and created and launched Self-Sufficiency in the Suburbs. Now, if I'd tried to do all of that at once, I actually don't think I would have gotten it all done. It's just too much of a workload. Yeah. So instead, I basically focused, in 1 year. Each year I have like one big goal, and that's what I really set about achieving. And also, there's always work maintaining in what we've already created. So as entrepreneurs too, we also need to remember if we're busy creating all these new things, we need to let some things go. Close some old programs that aren't selling, or put them on evergreen so they just sell automatically, whatever it might be. But if you are just starting out, if you're fairly new in business and you've got all these different ideas, I really, really encourage you to just map them out and think of the first one you're going to achieve, then the second one, and then the third one. Please don't get into this, because it really, really, you just defer when you're going to get paid. And if you're getting paid early, you can then reinvest that money into creating Project B, and then reinvest the money into creating Project C. But if you're doing this, you're just really all over the place. It's really, really hard to get traction. So I'm going to leave that with you today. Tell me what you think in the comments. Are you working on A, B, and C all at one time? Or are you really, really good with your focus and you just stick with one and you see it to the end? You're a completer finisher, and then you move on to the next project. So share in the comments. Let me know which type you are. And also, if you've got any tips that help you stay focused, be sure to share them in the comments too, so we can all learn from each other. That's it for me. And I guess that's it for me this week. I hope you got something out of that little tip, just to tweak your mindset a little bit. But yeah, just work on one project one time, and then you'll get to your goals sooner and make that impact that you want to make in the world much, much sooner. All right, see you later.